like, the reason I said the New York City story about how I love talking to people from different backgrounds is because that's where I come from. Like, I think I am an introverted person, but I force that extrovert out of me because I need to for this particular moment in my life, right? There's uncertainty. That's what's gonna happen in the future. And you gotta make sure that you take care of yourself. You look at what you want in the future and take actions to try to get the future that you want. I don't want to go down that hole just yet, just because I feel like I'm gonna get there. But cold approach is not for everybody. The only reason I do it, right, is because I really, really enjoy talking to people. The rejection, ultimately, it does get to me, but it's like there's a flip side, which is, I got rejected 17 times, but I got to have 5 really cool conversations, and I got to meet, this type of person, this type of person, this type of person, this type of person. Like, it allows me to have, like, the flip side of the coin, which is how I think I can do it, at least. But for most people, I think the idea is going into a cold approach, into doing what I do to try to find somebody, like get that person's phone number, just ain't gonna work, chief. Like, there is a tremendous amount of rejection. I did 17 approaches today and I got rejected 17 times. I did 50 approaches a couple months ago and I got rejected 50 times. Like, it's one of those things where ultimately, it's ultimately, I think it's pointlessly worthwhile pursuit. Which is, it's weird to say, right? It's like, why do you think that's a pointless, worthwhile pursuit, right? I think ultimately, right, it is pointless. I do think that, again, I've done probably well over 300, 320, 350 cold approaches in my time, right? 300 is closer to the mark, actually. Over about 300, right? How many times do you think I got rejected, right? 300. 300 times. And I would argue, right, the definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over and over and over again. So that's why I say it's pointless. It is a pointless endeavor. So, like, I couldn't recommend it to anybody because I do think it's pointless. I think, trying to cold approach with the goal of finding somebody is like trying to, dig for gold, right, 1,000 feet under, but only using your hands. Like, it's borderline pointless, right? But thing is, right, why is it a worthwhile pursuit? And the thing is, it's a worthwhile pursuit, not for what you're gonna get out of it. Like, what you're gonna find this person, you're gonna talk to this person, you're gonna go out a couple times. That's not why it's a worthwhile pursuit. The reason why has to do with regret. There are some people that they will say that, again, this is somebody else, right? Hypothetically, right? There are other guys that have pulled out from dating and they said, well, this just isn't for me, and they're just gonna be single, right? And those people might feel regret when they're older because they'll say that, hey, I just never found somebody, right? They'll blame the apps, they'll blame just this, that, and the other thing, right? And they'll just feel regret. Now, the reason why it's I call it pointlessly worthwhile, right, is I don't do cold approaching because I know I'm gonna get rejected every single time I go talk to somebody, right? The reason I do it is because when I'm older, right, I want to be able to say that I did everything I could. And if I don't find somebody great, you know, in that case, say, hey, I fired on all cylinders, you know. I'm the type of person where I got rejected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different times, right? Is it pointless? Yeah. But it's worthwhile because it saves me from my own regret. That is it. That's why I say it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile for you. Because you're going to feel regret if you want something and you don't do every effort you can to try and make it happen. And I think extraordinarily when it comes to dating, right, which the goal is to, you know, find somebody great to spend the rest of your life with, that's a huge part of your life. And it's important to take actions to potentially get you that. You know, I didn't drop 250 pounds to 187 for nothing. I didn't do that for no reason. I didn't, you know, work out for 8 straight months and take, you know, 4 Fairlives every day, right? And do an hour just tearing myself apart in the gym. I didn't do that for nothing. I did that for a purpose, which is that doing something that's ultimately pointless so I won't feel regret. So I don't recommend cold approaching to anybody because I do think it's pointless.